Hi everyone and welcome back to Rachel's Enchanting Cakes. For this week's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to level your cakes, how to fill them with a filling of your choice. This one has been filled with jam and buttercream, how to crumb coat, and finally cover your cake with fondant, also known as sugar paste. As an added extra at the end of this tutorial, I also show you how to get the perfect delicious chocolate drip on your cakes. Happy baking everyone, and let's make a start. So my buttercream recipe starts with beating exactly 200 grams of butter. If you have a mixer, this makes it an awful lot easier, but you can also use a handheld mixer. Beat this until it's light and creamy. The whiter it becomes, the better it is to work with. I then add 300 grams of icing sugar, also known as powdered sugar, directly to my creamed butter. Now then, this recipe is not just perfect for filling and crumb coating a cake. In all of the cakes that you will find on my channel and also on YouTube, it's also brilliant for piping, especially with the more detailed, intricate piping tips where you can pipe flowers and fur. It holds its shape, and I've also used this with the frost form. You're going to be using 1 level teaspoon of vanilla extract, and finally adding some cooled down boiled water to the mixture. This will just help soften it up slightly. Once everything is in your mixer, you want to beat this on high until it's light and creamy. Just a little tip, if you get a damp tea towel and place it over the top of your mixer, it helps prevent the icing sugar from literally just going everywhere. So beat this for a few minutes until it's all well incorporated. And this is what the finished product needs to look like. Right then, so this is my classic Victoria sponge, or should I say vanilla sponge recipe. Just look how beautiful and deep they are. And you will also find this available on the channel. But let's be perfectly honest, these don't really need to be levelled. The reason I'm levelling it is because I need it a certain height for another tutorial. So, using a leveller, I have measured mine, taking into account the amount of filling I'm going to be adding. You simply gently go through like a saw. Don't force it, and they cut beautifully. Remove the tops. You can treat yourself to some cake, and you have 2 perfectly level sponge cakes ready to be filled. I start by placing some buttercream directly on top of one of the layers of cake. I'm doing this because I'm going to be adding quite a lot of jam, and it's a good tip because it helps prevent the jam from actually soaking into the sponge and making it soggy. Now, because we're adding the jam, I need a well around the outside, so simply pipe some of the buttercream around the outside of the cake, so it's about 1 centimetre deep. You then want to fill this with a jam of your choice. If you're using the Victoria sponge, I tend to use a seedless jam, but both raspberry works lovely and so does strawberry. Finally, taking your buttercream again, simply go over the top of the jam, and this time you want to smooth it out with a knife, but take your time. You want this part to be as level as possible. I then place this in the fridge, and you just want to allow that buttercream to set before adding the final layer of cake. As soon as that buttercream's gone lovely and hard, you can add the top layer. This will help prevent bulging. If you add it too soon, some of that buttercream will bulge due to the weight. It needs time to set. Get this perfectly central, and now it's time to crumb coat. Crumb coat is a simple process so that you can add fondant. It simply gives the fondant something to stick to. So using what is left of our buttercream, you literally just apply it to the sides of a cake. Now I find using a palette knife makes this so much easier. Obviously, you could just cover this cake with buttercream if that's what you wanted to do. So you would need a thicker layer. And then we have something for the fondant to actually stick to. So now I'm going to show you how to cover this with sugar paste. For a 6-inch round cake that is roughly 10 centimeters deep, you will need 600 grams of fondant. You want to roll this in a circular shape, and I do this in between 5mm spaces. So the fondant will be exactly 5mm thick. Place this directly over your cake and then start negotiating the pleats. This is why you need to stick to a certain measurement, so don't go over 600 grams if it's the same sized cake. If you have too much excess fondant, you end up with more pleats and it's more difficult to cover. Cut off some of the excess before you start smoothing out the sides. Once I have finished smoothing out the sides and the top, I then simply cut away that small amount that's just left at the bottom. This fondant isn't going to set straight away, you have time. Just a little tip, once it's covered, simply place a food skewer, or this is a cake tester, directly through the centre of your cake. Whilst this sets, I'm going to be placing mine in the fridge. It just allows the air to be released as the cake settles and prevents air bubbles. Now, if you want to add a chocolate drip, the pre-coloured ones that you can purchase in a bottle are so easy to use. You simply melt them in the microwave. I'm also going to be using some halo sprinkles, and you'll notice I've placed this inside a 12-inch cake tin. That's just to catch all of the sprinkles so that we don't waste any. Once you've melted your drip in the microwave, this really is just how simple and easy it is. It sets lovely and fast because it's been tempered. So if it starts to go a little hard in your bottle, simply place it back in the microwave. Once you have covered the sides, you then simply cover the top rim. I'm only adding a small amount, and then, as mentioned, I've added some of those sprinkles to that bowl just so they're to one side, and you simply add the sprinkles directly on top of the chocolate. I don't cover all of the cake in one go. I do this in sections simply because the chocolate does set fast and I need something for those sprinkles to stick to. It really is as simple and as easy as that to create a lovely, stunning chocolate drip cake. I really do hope I've helped you again today. Thank you all for your amazing support, and I will be back soon with an awful lot more new, completely free content.